here is the terrain tools. This is the single tile mode where you can paint just a single tile, and this is the large tile where you can paint with a bigger sized brush. You can't change it to a circle, and you can't change the height tools to a square. You can change the size here, which will allow for a bigger brush. Over here, this is painting a texture. You can also change the possibility, the passage width, the visibility, so you see through the terrain. This is the water underneath your viewing at the moment. You can change the buildability, so you can make it not buildable over here. Tiberian growability for Tiberian walls, of course. And I'm not actually sure what that is. So these are your folders. Let's click back on texture. So in the folders are schemes of textures you can use. So I'm just going to paint a couple of textures. You want to find some that go with the style of the map you're after. This is the eyedropper tool, and you can find out the texture you last used by clicking on the texture you want to use. So I've now got that selected, or I can click on the eyedropper somewhere else and that will select a new texture. This is the flood fill tool, and you can click on the map and that will flood the terrain, flood the map with that terrain. So now I'm going to create two squares and show you two of the blending tools. You've got your auto edge out tool here, which will blend it outwards, and you've got your auto edge in tool here, which will blend the textures inwards. So as you can see, that's blending outwards, that's blending inwards. Also, you've got your blend single edge, so you can manually blend your tiles. And what sometimes happens is that, let me just change the brush size and paint so as you can see, this isn't painted properly, so what we can do is repaint over that and reblend it, and that's now properly textured. So make sure you do that, because it's quite common that tiles don't blend properly. So you can blend different textures together. And here is a terrain copy tool. You drag from one place to another, this white part is what you've selected. Now it's on add to selection. If you click on remove from selection, that will remove that terrain from the selection to copy. You can also, instead of drag select, you can use brush select, so you just paint what you want added instead of just dragging from one point to another. You can clear selection. So once we've got the texture we want to copy, we click on the copy mode and go to view, select level of detail and set it to medium. Oof. So because you can only see where it's copying to on medium and I think lower as well. So that's odd, but see that it's copying that terrain to where you click to. You can flip it vertically and horizontally, or just horizontally, or just have it as it is normal. You can rotate it however you want, and you can also it also copies the terrain height, but if you uncheck terrain height, it won't copy the height, and you can make sure it doesn't copy the texture. So maybe you just want to copy the height, and you can uncheck passability if you want. Now let's move on to the next section.